frENZOne, Alliance for Loki. Bonsoir, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I've been sick the last few days, so I haven't been around too much, but now I'm feeling a little better, and I'm going to do a little bit of arena tonight. You might get to see a fight of mine in Alliance Quest. Sounds like my voice is a little low. So let's see if we can get the mic volume a little bit. Maybe that's better. Better. Let's put it up a lot higher. See how that is. Get this. Okay, let's do a couple of little tests and check how this mic volume is. I just put a link in for Loki just so people know I'm going. Man, this is some cool jams I've got here. Okay. Oh man, I gotta figure out a way to listen to OBS while I stream. That put the war room. Yeah, let's put it there. Let's put it there. And see how that goes. Okay, let me just quickly say hello to everyone in chat. Hello, everyone. Now if we go to arena. Let's see, I would like to get the 2000 shard arena this time. I haven't really played too much arena just because it is just so much to do and being busy. It hasn't really led to a lot of arena playing, but you know, it's always good to play. Just make sure this thing's working. It's actually working. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and let's see, back to. Yep, okay. Back to arena. Here we go. Let's just grind away for a while. Trying to think who. Oh, good. My champions are all refreshed. Corvus is taken over. I used the last item up event. I did a lot of my 6 stones into him, both generic and any cosmic I have. He's right at 180 now. I have the card that gave me like 1 generic a day, and so I think by the end of the month I'll have enough. I might need a few to be popped out of the 6 stone crystals for 5 stars to get them fully awakened. But I think by the end of the month he'll be SIG 200. I really want to test out the one part of his SIG ability where it says if you use all 3 charges in 30 seconds, they recover a lot faster. You know, obviously, I don't know if I've ever come close to doing that. You gotta really attack fast. It means with 20 charges, so I assume there's 20 hits in 30 seconds, so that is quite rapid. We'll do a little test here and see if we can't go really quick against Dark Spider-Man. But it would probably just kill him too quick. Map 7 has been really interesting. We've been running that, of course, in For Loki, and I really like it. I'd say the 2 things, or the things that are interesting to me, are that, yeah, just, of course, everyone's commenting on how many of the nodes you fight linked, and also sort of how much it is a Corvus fest. I mean, everyone, I think everyone in my battle group is running Corvus, maybe except for one person who doesn't have him. Corvus is just so good. I mean, even today, I was just going through the champions. It's so nice. In my first 3 fights, I can get 3 missions, and so I fight Vision the first one. So I have to say, what you call it, Avengers and Tech, and then right after that, I can fight Cable. I can play Mutant, and he has 3 charges for basically every. Well, it does have 3 charges for all the rest of map 7. And yeah, it's really nice. The other thing about Corvus, which I did not appreciate, is just how well he does at low health. I mean, just because he has the glaive charges, you know, so even against Starburst, or even when you only have like 1 or 2% health left, you can just go with him. And there's also that trick too, where if he has low health, you can do a bunch of attacks, and then you can force quit, and then lose half of your health, which doesn't matter, and then you can go back in, and you have all your glaive charges back. So it has some pretty sneaky ways of playing him that allow you to do a lot of damage. So he's a great character. I mean, he's just absolutely made for Alliance Quest. Yeah, really glad I ranked him. So I do have enough 6 stones, not 6 stones, tier 5 basic. I just got my second one, and I also have 2 tier 2 alpha in the overflow. So I guess the big question of the day is whether well, I can rank 4 a character, one of my rank 3s, and then I could also take one to rank 5. I'd say the one I'm most considering rank 5 right now is Omega Red. I don't have many 6 stones for him, so I can't get him very high sig, but of course, you know, that will change, I mean, as I dedicate the 6 stones to him. The reason why is just he's so good with suicides. Well, he has suicides and he has the regeneration, and so I love sustainable characters, and I love running suicides now, especially with Corvus Glaive. So I figured my attack quest team would be him, Blade, and Corvus. I think that'd be super powerful. I mean, so Corvus and Omega could do a lot of the work, and then Blade is there. I have a Mephisto who's pretty tricky, and so Blade with the danger sense does really well against him. And then I preserve my attack team. The loser in all this is definitely Ghost Rider. I mean, Ghost Rider is a great character, and I've been using him in Alliance Quest so right now my Alliance Quest team has been Blade, Ghost Rider, and Corvus Glaive, and it works well. I mean, again, Blade is for that Mephisto, which is really good, and Blade's also good for a lot of other fights too. He's just a great character. Ghost Rider, actually, he's good too. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why. I guess it's the suicides. I mean, both of the characters, probably more Blade than Ghost Rider, suffer when they don't have suicide. When they have suicides on, it's just harder to use their regen. I mean, their regen, especially Blade, just doesn't work that well because, you know, there's so much damage at the beginning of the fight. I mean, it basically may offset the damage. It's hard to say if it does or not. While Ghost Rider does pretty well, just doesn't hit that hard, so, you know, fights are really long. And yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if I really have a huge opinion on what would be my next rank 5, if going with Omega Red would be a good move or not, given that I already have a pretty strong team. You know, and maybe Ghost Rider, Corvus, and Blade would be perfect. Then I could use my next rank 5 on defensive character. I'm really interested in getting a new character and ranking 5 him. So I could see maybe Sinister, especially since it doesn't seem like he needs, I have a Mutant Awakening and he doesn't need that high a signature level. Maybe waiting for the new event quest, or the new champions to arrive. I'm guessing it's going to be another Fantastic Four, just since, you know, with 4 of them, you think 1 every 3 months, and so we have, maybe not January, February, March, and is it April will be the next one? Yeah, so maybe we still have a month to go. Maybe the new Captain Marvel. I mean, I do have a generic Awakening Stone, which I would use on them to get them awakened, and I could take them right to rank 5. I'm always going to make sure, until I make my next rank 5 decision, to have the tier 2 alpha, so I always want at least 10 of those, and also 5 of the what am I talking about? So 10 tier 2 alpha, so I can take any character to rank 5, the 2 basic, of course. Yeah, so I'm always going to keep that in reserve, but right now I do have basically 14 tier 2 alpha, so I can use 4 of them to take a character up to rank 4. Just pulled Beardo, so he was another character I didn't have. I've always wanted him. With the new Spider-Gwen and hey, iChurch, what's going on? It's so good to see you. Welcome to my stream. It's going well. Just starting to do some streaming, just because it seems like everyone in frENZOne is streaming also. How is things in J11? I assume you're still there. I always enjoyed playing with you, and of course I had a great time when I was over in J11. I wonder, you doing map 7 there, if you're still in that alliance? Yeah, map 7's been really good. We've been running it. It's not been so bad. It took a lot of planning from officers, though. I think they put a lot of time into figuring out all the paths and making sure, you know, everyone had the right champions, and sort of looking at the fights ahead of time. And so yeah, it's been great. So I think we'll be able to clear map 7 all 5 days without any problem. I've been watching the item use. So far in 3 days I've used 1 item, and a couple people have used several items, but it doesn't look like anyone's come close to iteming out. And yeah, actually I always sort of follow J11 just because I was in it for so long, and it seems like we were a really strong alliance. Again, you know, I thought maybe when I was leaving, of course, when I was leaving, that that the alliance was starting to just gain less good players, and a lot of players were coming and going, especially when Ish and a couple all those guys left, like Sammy. But I watched your war ratings; they're really high, so that must be going well. But yeah, map 7 is really it's been a pleasant surprise. I think the fights are interesting. I mean, you know, just doing so many links, it makes them difficult. And of course with Corvus, we just run all over it. Really is just a Corvus fest. Thanks. Which I guess will be good because it'll keep him out of war. You know. Hello, Meister. Welcome to my stream. Good to see you again. Yeah, I do too, iChurch. I mean, it's sort of new and fresh, which always makes it more exciting, and also I think overall the rewards are a lot better. I mean, someone was calculating it. I think if you do 5 days of map 7 and you do that for a month, you end up with almost a fully formed tier 5 basic, assuming you get, you know, average pools from your map 7 crystals, which is amazing. I mean, that means yeah, I mean, along with the usual things, the deals and everything else, you'll be ranking up rank 5 champs even quicker. And then we were sort of talking about this in frENZOne too. I mean, the rewards are in Alliance. I mean, it would definitely, at least at worst, be in Platinum 1, even if we really don't focus on war too much. And the difference between Platinum 1 and Platinum 2, or in Masters, is not that big a difference. So, but I'd actually be pretty confident we'd still stay in Masters, just because, I mean, I think we're a strong enough alliance, have good enough defense, that we will be able to win enough wars that it will be Masters. So, but either way, it's I am a little sad because there is something about war, because it's just this it's a little bit more, I would say, of the unknown, but with the scouting tool and the scouting app, you pretty much know who you're fighting, though you don't know until you get there. You don't know the rank, and they change, and it's sort of the direct player to player sort of contest. So I'm a little sad that we won't be quite as motivated for wars, but like everything in this game, season 8 now, I mean, it's been a long time, so it's gotten a little bit old. It might be time to change. I know they're talking about the global news and other things, but I could even see a map refresh or node refresh, just to switch up war a little bit, just to make it more interesting. But I'm sure that won't happen for a while since they have, just done Alliance Quest. It seems they sort of move those things on different timetables. I'm sure there's a lot of work to get created. But yeah, it's Map 7's been exciting. I feel like I have the worst schedule for Map 7 though. I feel bad for my Alliance because I wake up, well, I mean, now it's pretty close to bedtime, so it's 22:22 right now here. And so, I do as much as I can in section 1. Luckily my section is, I just have to wait for a couple links and they go down by the other players, but then I go to sleep, and then by the time I wake up, it's like all of section 2 is essentially completed. I mean, I wake up and I do my path. I'm on path 1, that bleed path, and then I do my 5 energy, and so it sort of takes me 2/3 of the way down that path, and then everyone else is moving forward and then take out the mini boss. And so yeah, basically I feel like I don't do anything in section 2. Yeah, no, I'm sure they'll think about the changes in the Alliance War rewards, and they're going to have to, because they are just so, yeah, I mean, they just haven't changed for 8 seasons where everything else has changed so much. I mean, the value of a 5-star shard and even a tier 5 basic and a tier 2 alpha, all those things have greatly decreased. Like the offer today I thought was pretty indicative of the decrease. I mean, you got almost tier 2 alpha, or 1.5, or what was it, 20, 30, 80 francs, 80 US dollars. I mean, that's compared to when you used to almost pay 100 US dollars and now even get 1 fully formed, or almost 1 fully formed, or more. So boy, the scale of this game has changed pretty quick. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they buff the Alliance War. I'm really I'm hoping though that, again, just like you, that Alliance War sort of is downplayed for a while. I think yeah, again, I think it's just gotten a little bit stale and needs a refresh. I would like to, well, I'd like to see some cool content come out too. Maybe another chapter variant, or Act 6. But just I've been having really fun with these new challenges. Captain Marvel is pretty cool, and yeah, it's just, yeah, of course, it's always the new things that are fun. But the rosters are getting strong. I mean, my roster is pretty sickly strong right now. And I have 8 5-stars, and so it's like sort of crazy. Any content that I face now. I mean, Captain Marvel definitely was challenging. I think it took me like 7, 8, or 9 revives to get through, but I just had my choice of strong characters, whether it's Blade or Corvus or Void or Iceman. And so yeah, with a pretty stacked roster of our rank 5s, I mean, they had contests pretty hard. The variant was about right. I mean, the variant was challenging. Oh man, I definitely had to spend crazy amounts of units on revives to get through several of especially the later chapter 3 fights. And I also like the variants. Hello, Amino89. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Just doing some arena, talking some Alliance War, Map 7. Tell me, you running Map 7? And if you are, do you like it? Map 7 has been yeah, good for Loki. So I think we're going to definitely do all 5 days, this first cycle. I'm really excited for the rewards, of course. I've been watching people pop the Map 7 crystals, so I'm gonna go wait until the end of the 5 days before I pop mine, and I'll probably wait to see if we get some also from the rank rewards. So far, it's hard to say, but it looks like maybe about 50% of the time when people have popped 3, they've gotten tier 5 basic. It might be a little worse because, of course. Okay, great. Thanks, iChurch. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing you in For Loki chats. Have a good evening. I'll talk to you later. So yeah, what was I saying? It was yeah, we were, yeah, about 50% is my guess, but I guess we'll see more definitively when more of those crystals are open. And people will be getting in for Loki like 2,000 or 3,000. Good amino. Yeah, I know, it's super fun. You know, I was really worried about it. I thought it was going to be just crazy difficult. So far, though, it's been reasonable. Again, that's sort of what I was talking about rosters, and you know, people have pretty stacked rosters, especially in these Masters Alliances. You know, when you have many rank 5s, then you generally can find the right champion for the fight. So there's Emma Frost. She's one of the characters I'm considering for my next rank 5. So I have the resources now, but I'm going to wait just a little bit just to see some new characters and also think about the rewards. So Emma, Omega, man, Archangel, I would love in Magic. Like Archangel, I still think is one of the coolest characters ever. I would just like to rank 5 him just because I think he's so awesome. I don't think he's, you know, really that useful in the game. I mean, just other characters do, you know, have way more utility than he does. He's sort of like a trick character, but man, it's just so powerful. Oh yeah, well I haven't fought the Omega yet, so I mean I have so many boss killers here in this alliance that, I mean, well, one, I'm a terrible boss killer. I think I would die without taking like 1% health off Omega. But yeah, I guess I'm not sure. I always have faith in my battle group to get rid of him. It would be pretty cool though if a character is hard enough that, you know, it takes like 5 people to play pretty well to get him down. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like I haven't heard too much about Omega being that difficult though. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, both the first Omega boss fight, I'm definitely asleep since I'm in Europe, and then the second one, I sort of on one of the outside paths, and I get stuck without energy, and so, you know, I wake up in the morning and push on that path, but it's like midnight, or I guess 2200 in the States if you're on the West Coast, so, you know, they're all like moving and have energy, and I just sort of like wake up, move my 5 spaces, and then yeah, that's all I can do for another few hours. So I haven't even come close to either. The closest thing was a day 2. It was either day 2 or day 3. I fought the Groot mini boss on the 3rd section. Managed to one-shot him with my Ghost Rider. The 15-minute timers are awesome, just because, you know, Ghost Rider, he always well, he's a fun character, but he just doesn't hit hard. So it was so nice to be able to just take him, and you know, I could just slow play and just, of course, bane out all the special ones from Groot, and yeah, I mean, just took my time and finally killed him. Yeah, I don't know about. I mean, you think Omega will be made easier? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if he scales that too much, and he'd be impossible, but. Yeah, it's yeah, so far so good. So far I think it's been a good map, and it's hard, you know. I definitely, like today, well, not now that we're in the day 4, but the day 3 I used my first item. You know, I got pretty beat up a few times. It doesn't take much, you know. I end up finding a lot linked just because the links are just so annoying. So, you know, you end up finding these characters with the 150% extra and some little extra thing, and you know, so it doesn't take much. One little mistake and you get hit, and you're definitely losing a lot of health, if not all of your health. But even with them linked, it's usually not too bad a fight, which is yeah, pretty interesting in itself. I think a good compromise would be to get rid of all these links and beef up the characters. I mean, because that's essentially what's happening. I mean, so, you know, like right at the beginning, we're really good, we're really coordinated, we all sort of like, you know, join at the same time, and people are linking, and everything is flowing, and then what happens. Yeah, and then of course like different sleep schedules, different time zones. It's a little harder to be consistent, and so just it's hard. You can't like it's one thing if you like are in tandem with one other person. So if you have a link and that clears another person and he can clear your back, it's not so bad, because then obviously you just sort of coordinate with that person and you both jump on when you have time, and so you take like a 20-minute break in your workday and do that and get through like 3 or 4 or 5 energy. But the problem is it's usually like, okay, you get cleared by somebody and you clear someone else, and then a third person or a fourth person has to clear you back. It just, there's just no way to coordinate that with 10 people, with different time zones, different jobs. It's just like too much. So yeah, so we're all just fighting linked, and yeah, that makes it a little more challenging. So there's something about fighting linked here that always feels weird. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter, because if you can do the fight, then why don't you just do the fight? But I think that's sort of the nice things about the other maps, is it was reasonable amounts of links, and you could just sort of like do the fight and use 5 energy and then come back 4 or 5 hours later, and that's fine. But now, man, on day 1, it just felt like I was checking my phone like every 10 minutes to see if I was clear. And then, like, of course, the one time I didn't check for an hour, someone cleared me. It was like, really need to be cleared. It's just too much stress and too much worry. I mean, we can't be on this game every minute of the day. That's just too much. So I wish they would look at that. Maybe they will. So they pushed the seasons back. I'm glad. I really wasn't ready for the seasons to start. Yes, it'd be nice to have a few cycles of map 7. It's gonna be really interesting with the champions. I think our defense is gonna suffer the most, because I think a lot of characters, maybe not both, maybe our offense would suffer, because our good characters would be in Alliance Quest. The thing about Corvus is I think is becoming less useful in Alliance War. I feel like less people are running him, and so I think everyone basically put the Corvus in Alliance Quest, and then that's almost the only champion you need, because it's just so powerful. I mean, aside from the Mephisto that fight, I don't think, maybe if you work against that Mephisto, I don't think there's any champions that can't use Corvus on. So you can just almost totally run the map with him, and then use all the rest of your good characters on offense and defense in Alliance War. But yeah, it's sort of interesting if Alliance Quest becomes sort of much more like one character focused. I was used to in map 6 having a Ghost Rider Blade team and another character, and I'd use different ones for different fights. But now I practically just Corvus all the way. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the Alliance War offenses and defenses are like with map 7 being active too. Oops, so I forgot about the Astral Veil there. I've been watching some of the videos people have been posting from the beta. Oh man, Hulk's cousin She-Hulk, she looks awesome. Oh my god, both she and Spider-Man look really cool. I have them both, and I have them both awakened as 5 stars. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd definitely be tempted to rank 4, one or the other. And the utility that allows them to deal with the Unstoppable. Oh, it's so cool. I mean, the Unstoppables are becoming really annoying just because there aren't any counters. I really feel bad for Cap in Infinity War, because I sort of thought he was given that power and it was really cool and unique, and not anyone else had it. And so now it's like She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen have it. I really think they should change Cap's his ability to break Unstoppables the same way too, that it can also affect ones that are those passive Unstoppables. I sort of wonder if it's like a thing or a quirk. Well, I guess if you can turn off the Unstoppables, but they still have the Unblockables, and so you just have to intercept those. But at least you can intercept them and not get crushed because of the unstoppable. So yeah, but they're really cool. I think that's a great mechanic too, and it's sort of interesting that they decided to give those characters, those old characters, that mechanic. I would have thought it would have been like someone like Captain Marvel who got it, and maybe she will with the new one coming out. But I'm surprised I haven't seen many players running Ghost at all in Alliance Quest. Of course, I would assume Panama and Pete would have. I guess, I don't know. Maybe obviously she's not that good. I need to ask him why. But I just figured that she would, you know, she always seems so powerful in all content. I thought she would just go right through a lot of the fights because she's always so powerful. But maybe not. I have to, yeah, I need to ask him that question. Maybe I will if I remember. I'm not a good ghost fighter. As you can see, I totally forgot to let her just phase the first couple of hits, and now she is not as good. Yeah, it's like she just requires so much skill and time to learn how to play right. I think yeah, for a while I was sort of trying to do it, but then once I got lazy, I just haven't played with her in a while. And so she's not as easy for me to use. I'm just forgotten all the little tricks and tips you need to use her well. This guy's symbiote, what is it? Symbiote Strange. He's great. I like him too a lot. He is yeah, I don't know. He's one of those characters he is really cool. I just don't see him quite like at the R5 level. Whoops, totally missed that. Good, he didn't throw his special. Hyperion. Yeah, I've been thinking about Hyperion too as my next rank 5. I mean, Hyperion, he seems great for the whatever we're doing, map 7. He also, of course, has a really he has the healing, has the furies, and so yeah, no, he has a lot of things I think will make him definitely as a good map 7 character. I basically summed it up like, so there's two, well, so Corvus is the MVP of map 7 without a doubt, and then I think the superstars are Hyperion and Omega Red, and then like there's a bunch of like honorable mentions I call them, so Blade, Dark Hawk, Sentinel. I think those guys are like the honorable mentions who are the champions that are doing a lot of the work in Alliance Quest. Yeah, really, I don't think I've seen too many other characters. There's a couple of specialty fights, like, you know, now I'm not in war, I'm taking Void to do that Mephisto fight, and he's really good for that. I think I was running the Disset lane where you have to get 3 buffs on to what do you call it, to do damage. And I think if I was running that lane, I was using Void. It just takes a little bit of time to ramp up, which is okay, but you know, it's like you gotta wait 10 seconds. Well, it takes about 10 seconds to get your first special, your first debuff, which isn't that bad, and then you have to wait another 10 seconds. So you really can't start doing damage till 20 seconds of the fight. Not all that bad. And with weakness and stuns, you know, there's also, it's a little quicker than that, but and then like a character like Archangel, I think he'd be great. Like just boom, hit the parry him, heavy attack, and yeah, I think then you're off to doing damage. Hang on 1 second. I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to cough. I've been sick for the last few days. Finally feel like I'm in the recovery. It's Friday. Well, I just got super ill and then spent basically the whole weekend in bed. On Saturday morning, I convinced myself, I was like, I must go skiing. So of course I woke up and went out skiing, and about halfway through the day, I was like, this is way too much. And went back and drove home and went right to bed. It was a terrible decision. I think made myself sicker. But you know, today I felt pretty good. I say 75–80%, and I think even tonight now I feel better. I managed to get out of work early. I just wasn't feeling so good, and so I came home and took a nice long nap, and yeah, so so now of course I have all this energy because I haven't done anything all day except lie around and work and then go to sleep. But that's good. I think I feel healthier than I have in the last 4 or 5 days. What was I talking about? Characters in the Lion's Quest. Yeah, actually I need to go look at Lion's Quest soon and just see where I'm at, because I need to fight Mephisto, and also maybe I'll do that live, and hopefully I don't make a fool of myself. Yeah, I've had some bad fights against that Mephisto. So I was using Blade against him, which Blade's a great character against Mephisto, of course, because he gets danger sense. But man, those incinerates do so much damage, and it's pretty aggressive. So as I was fighting him, he would, you know, of course, like charge super quick and all sorts of damage to me. And then I'd spend all this time dancing around his infernos, or his incinerates, and I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's not my forte or playstyle when I have to do a lot of like waiting about the fights. I just like to be able to go in, you know, fight, and then get out of there quickly. Speaking of Mephisto, there he is. And then, yeah, I've had so much trouble dodging L1, so you can get an L1 to practice. But there it is. I always seem to go late on the, so you get another one to practice, late on the, on the SP1, yeah. You see that, like, I go a hair too early and get hit by his like wave of bones, or I wait too late and then he dances around. I don't think I'm going to show any secret information if I go to Lion's Quest, but just in case, let me just go to my Be Right Back screen, and then hop into Lion's Quest and just see what's going on. Let's see, okay, Lion's Quest, and let's see where this takes me. Okay, it would have been fine. So go back into the game. Sorry about that. I'm always paranoid about showing off secret information. Apparently, I don't know how secret it is, or if anyone cares, or if it matters that much. Okay, there's the Mephisto of 1 energy. Let's go over to him just so we're ready. Go down to him, but I won't fight him yet. Usually this one I can wait out until he's clear, just because, you know, I'll be up for another hour, a little more. Just take a look at his nose. I'm psyched because of the Science Ascendancy. You get that 40% base attack. So just because of Science and Voids, that's another reason I took Void in today. Champion boost, physical resistance, adaptive. Yeah, those things would be great if they're not there. Yeah, what was his regular news? The power adapters. Yep, not so bad. So let's see, what do I have to do to wait for him to finish? I got a whole list of nodes that have to be cleared. Looks like everyone is waiting, and everyone's in position. Yeah, it won't be so bad. As soon as that Carnage, the 1,000,000 point Carnage, is cleared, then I'll be able to get all these on the link. I'm sure they'll just fall 1, 2, 3. And that's the last fight I'm going to have to do this evening. So I'll take care of Mephisto, and then yeah, I usually can move over to Bishop, but I need Bishop for Art, just so you can get a Corvus charge. Okay, back to Arena we go. Let's see, am I at Arena right now? So I'm trying to get the 12.5 million. I usually go for 13 million just to be safe. If we go for 12.5, you might as well go for 13. To get the 12,000 shards, I mean the 4,000 5-star shards, 2,000 5-star shards, and 200, I can't remember what it is. Yes, 2,200 6-star shards. Yeah, I haven't been playing that much Arena lately, just been sort of doing other things. I don't know, am I out of characters already? Might have. Because I did all my 4 and 5 stars, but then I started later in the day, did my other ones. Let's see what these refresh timers say. For like 1 minute, 5 minutes. Okay, well, we can wait 5 minutes, I guess. Let's see what do we need to look at. See if there's anything interesting in the stores. So in the Glory store, I spent all of my money on. Actually, maybe I need to sell some 16 hours. Yeah, catalyst. Rank 5 is okay. Yeah, because we'll take care of this. I'll just take a few minutes. So sell some catalyst. ISO 8. Sell. This is like the best source of gold these days. Is the ISO. Yeah, everything's getting so expensive too, of course, with the new Map 7 calls. That's going to be the hardest part about Map 7 is probably just having our lines pay for it. I mean, you know, some people, of course, like Brian Grant and others are free to play, so for them, it's not so easy. I mean, there's a 50,000 loyalty. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I've been sort of hoarding my loyalty, even 50,000. I mean, you can see I'm usually 30,000, so what is that, like almost 7 days or 7 months? I mean, or 7 weeks, which is not even 2 months. I mean, sure, I get replenished some each day, but I think you get 50,000 a week. I'm so surprised I made it so much. Like battle chips would have been okay, but loyalty is such a funny resource. It's just not, just really not that integral in the game. It's almost like a strange, like sort of like, what you call it, just outlier of the resources. Okay, how much time did I kill there? Continue, see, and hopefully let's just take a look and see. I have to wait many minutes for each of these sets of champs to cool down. It might be the end of my stream, but let's see. Okay, guys, at 3 minutes and then 5 minutes. Okay, that seems like they're pretty much in line to start. Yeah, good. So 7.6 million today. So today is Tuesday. Then Wednesday I do 2 more. So I get about, I would say, 1.5 million for running through my 5 stars, maybe a little more. So that's 3 million there for 2 more runs tomorrow. So 3 million means, yep, around 10.6, and then maybe get 2 more runs on Thursday. It should be all right. And then plus I have my 6 stars, so yeah, I think I'll be able to get the 13 million, not too much trouble. Ooh, why do we have to wait? I guess we can run some 4 stars. Let's go to Darkhawk. Love Darkhawk. Let's go to Thor, because this is the only time I get to play him, and Scarlet Witch, because it's the only time I get to play her. No, you know, if you like the 4 stars to get a very little amount of points in Arena, but they refresh quickly, so they're almost always available. They seem. I remember the first time ever I ran an arena, featured arena. So when I first started playing this game, I just didn't really know what was going on. And so I remember always looking at arena, I was like, wow, this is the most ridiculous mode ever. I mean, I had no idea what it was for, why. I mean, I went in there a couple of times. I guess I understood about the battle chips and how you could earn them, but I didn't really care about them too much. I mean, I wasn't in an alliance, I wasn't in anything. I was just playing the game super casually. It just sounds like the dumbest mode ever. And then I was watching Seaton's video, and maybe after watching like 2 weeks worth, I was like, so this is what arena means. And I was like, oh my god, you can actually get these champions. And so finally, when it was Road Kirk wanted really badly, so as a 4-star, so she came out in the feature. I remember I was like, oh, okay. I think she set a new record, or one of the highest records ever, like 6 million in a 4-star arena. And just remember, like, grinding all day. I mean, just because your champions were refreshed quick enough, I could go through my entire roster of 4 stars, and then like all my maxed out 3 stars. And right after I've done that, it was about 2 hours, and so then you could just immediately start again. So I mean, it literally was like just non-stop arena. Where now, I mean, well, I haven't done feature grind in a while now, but with your 5 stars and that big cooldown, I mean, you know, unless you're refreshing, you just are forced to just, you know, quit the game for a while. I mean, I guess you can still go through with your 4 stars and have the same pattern, but they're just, yeah, the 4 stars, are just the amount of points they give you. Was it 13,000 points? I mean, it's about half. I mean, I guess when you really think about it, you know, it's probably worth doing it on feature grind if you're really going to go as cheap as possible to get a champion to go circulate 3 or 4 stars. But okay, let's see. It should be free now. If not, we'll do another. Maybe we'll do a few 5 stars. Let's see, and the answer is I don't think so, but okay, we'll just run with this team. Let's see. Good Mordo and Psylocke, those are the ones that should be refreshed next. I'm always so paranoid about getting the death match up. I feel like every time I get a death match, that's always the end of my team. You know, death match, yeah, arena you sort of fight a certain way, you sort of just fight quick and uncaring, and you don't take risks, and you just don't really pay attention. And then death match, you have to pay like amazing attention, and then on top of that, you have to play well, and you can't get hit, and it's a long fight, and yeah, I would say my record in death matches is pretty poor. So luckily these guys aren't death matches. That's cool. Always interesting. He's one of the few characters I don't have. I would like to get him. Let's look at dungeon crystals. It's like 1 dungeon crystal is him. Someone else I actually make a red, and so I'll probably get that one just because there's 1 character I really want and 1 character I don't have. I mean, not that he's any good, but I do like to try to eventually get all the characters. But yeah, he seems fun to play and interesting. I do like that mechanic where when you hit his block, you know, you lose power, so that's pretty genius. Archangel, level friend. There you go. Yep, Archangel, so cool a character, so cool. I think he'd be really good in Alliance Quest. I sort of would like to see what he's like, but the only problem is it doesn't have any regeneration, so like one of my paths is Starburst, and that's always a huge nightmare. But you know, imagine a rank 5 Archangel. He would just be melting characters so quickly they would bleed and get poisoned. That, you know, I have a feeling, especially since with Starburst, you know, it's like the damage really comes at the end. So if you can load up the neurotoxins and bleeds and poisons, and just like by the time you get towards the end of the fight, that's when you're doing the most damage, when you have all these things on them. So yeah, I think he might be really good. Seems like again the days of the R5 Archangel, if there ever were those days, are over. I think he was one of the characters. Like when you first got your first rank 5, he definitely was in the discussion about being one of the choices. But yeah, okay. Now we got refresh. Okay, off we go to the better. What are these? My rank 3 5 stars. The She-Hulk seems to be a beast, but right now still one of the worst champions in the game. I wonder why they chose those 2 characters. Like Spider-Gwen, yeah, I could see. And I'm trying to think, it's amazing how many science characters have gotten the buff. So we had Red Hulk, Luke Cage, and now these 2. Yeah, boy, I mean, science really got a lot of love. Why he got on Blackwell. I don't remember that. Maybe it's a new feature on Carnage. I don't have a Carnage either as a 5 star. People sounded like sort of excited about him after the buff, but that's what the last I heard. And same with Venom. I think people are excited about Venom and like him, but I feel like that's died down. I think it's hard with these old characters because even if they have pretty good buffs, like Luke Cage I thought got a great buff, and I used him for a long time in Alliance Quest because I got him as a 6 star. But even if they're good, it's like, you know, the new shiny characters, it's the Havoc. You know, not that I see many people use the Havoc or Mr. Sinister. I think those are always more exciting for people to rank up. Like rank 5 in the She-Hulk, she's such an old character. Yeah, they sometimes are. I put it in the what you call it, in the we sort of have just like a general chat, and a lot of times I post a link in the main war room chat, and so I don't know if a lot of them haven't seen it, but I haven't been streaming streaming lately, so they might have just given up on me. Let me just put a note into the chat and see if I can't snag a few more of them in here. It's always good to get Drew in here because he is good to give me critical feedback on my performance. That's his strength. Streaming, come on by and hang out if you are bored. There you go. Except to put hang out as opposed to hang out. Okay, that's super awkward. There you go. Okay, let's see if we can drag in more people in here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I guess old champions that are being buffed. Science winning that race right now by like 4. So it's 4 science and 2 cosmic right now. I'm trying to think, like if you said to me, let's sort of look, who'd you buff? Who was a character that you'd like to play with? That's older. That's not very good. I think who some of my favorite characters are that I would wish were better. I don't know. I guess all my characters I really like playing with are pretty good right now. Oh man, a 6-star Morningstar. Congratulations. Oh, jeez. You know, I remember when she first came out. It's right around Comic-Con. I guess she was part of like the Comic-Con series. It's like, oh, this is a terrible character. And then there's like a lot of hype for her right when she came out, and I was like, oh, she's really cool. And then it sort of like went the other way where everyone, and then you didn't hear anything about her. But until War, and then wow, watching her in War, if you could get her up to you know, 3 or 4 or 5 of the souls, she was so good. Yeah, and so after that, I really like Morningstar. It's just the build up with her. It's like getting the souls is just one of those things where it's a little bit tedious. Like Corvus, he's a little different because all you have to do is win a fight. Like with her, not only do you have to win a fight, but of course you have to get to the special 3, and then you have to be careful to make sure you preserve the soul. So it's definitely a little more work. But once you do, oh my god, she's just out of control crazy. And as a 6-star, that's really sweet. Yeah, she's a character I love as a 6-star. I mean, she doesn't really need her awakening ability. It's pretty nice, but I mean, it doesn't affect her too much in the fight. And it's just good when you're facing characters like Hyperion, because you can sort of like slow down their power gain or steal other characters' regenerations. But yeah, once she gets that 5 souls and can do the lifesteal, then she's hitting so hard. And then on top of that, regenerating, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think. 6-star I want most. I used to think it was Corvus, but now I have him ranked 5. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's good to have 2 Corvus. I mean, imagine running Alliance Quest with your 5 and 6-star Corvus. It seems like a great idea, just because, I mean, as I said, I think he's the only character. I would almost be the only character I use in Alliance Quest with one other, just for the specialty fights, just for fighting Mephisto. Is that the only character I really have a specialty fight? I think so. Yeah, no, her Ella was crazy. Amino at 5 souls, just absolutely wrecks everyone. He's the character I'm playing now, which is one of my secret favorites, and that's Phoenix. I mean, she's not very exciting. She doesn't. I mean, she's sort of very basic in the way you play her, but I don't know. I just have a soft spot for her. Maybe because I liked her so much in the X-Men comics. Hello, Dap. How's it going? That's a good picture of you at the gym. It's awesome to see you working out. You're looking strong, man. Yeah, boy, I haven't gone to the gym in 2 weeks. So last week was a huge week of work. Just we had like so much going on, and then I got sick, and so I just like barely able to get to working back each day. It's about all the work I can handle. And so, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. I was really envious of seeing you there in that picture. Assuming that was you. I mean, maybe it was just a stock photo of someone else. Yeah, map 4 has been good. I used my first item, as I was telling people yesterday, or on day 3. Yeah, I know it's that time to make the New Year's pledge of getting in shape again, and so yeah, it's good. It's good to be able to, you gotta be able to work, have a little social time, have a little MCOC time, and then also have some, activity time, and that's pretty good life right there. Just trying to make sure you get all 4 of those things is so important. I must admit, since I've started playing this game a lot, it's definitely cut down on both the activity and the social time. I would say, as much time as I would dedicate to hanging out now, I probably play this game a lot. Yeah, it's 4 things. I would love to get rid of the work. That would be the best thing to go, but of course you need that. So, yep. So it's usually the activity and the social that suffer right now. MCOC seems to be doing pretty well. Okay, let's watch this Phoenix in action. So, oh no, I just got whacked. So we do parries and build up her Phoenix charges. Oh, get hit. Let's see, 1 more Phoenix charge and then get her Furies up. And then I can release my L1. I might just get rid of it. Yep, there's the L1. Oh, man, look at all that power you gain. And then usually I build up to her SB3, and it hits pretty hard because you have 10 Furies or 8 Furies. So, how's your paths on map 7 DAP? Yeah, I guess I only keep track of the people around me just because, of course, we're all like linked together all the time. But so far, I've been doing map, so I do path 6 first, which is fine, nothing too extraordinary there. One Mephisto's sort of a pain, but he's okay. Then I'm on path 1, which is all bleeds, and luckily Cam goes in while I'm sleeping and takes them all linked and just wipes them all out. So I wake up to this like beautiful row of orange bordered fights that I get to do, and so I just do all those, and then I zoom over to what am I on path 7, and so Taters is around me. Usually I fight almost all those linked, just because I get over there before everyone else. Oh, it's starting section 2. Yeah, did you and I switch? Maybe it was you and me, because I think what had happened, I was on the one with Dis, which I can't remember what number path that was, and then I think just because of my sleep schedule, it's just because I want to take in different characters, because I wanted to get my Void out. That's what I was thinking. Oh, we're about to start war, but not use Void too much. And so then they put me over on path 1, and yeah, I guess I had 2 bleed in me, like Ghost Rider and Corvus, of course. So yeah, I sort of am sad I'm off Dist. I mean, it's pretty interesting, and I really want to use Archangel. I think Archangel just been blown through them, but maybe it's on some totally different path. And, okay. Yeah, it seems like, well, just because it's so new, you get so programmed to your lanes anyway, and that's what I was like in map 6. Like, I think if I would have switched lanes, okay, he's bringing Massacre. Is that to build up the Infernos? I assume for the disc. I think those 2 paths that have that disc on it, that got to get three debuffs before you start using damage. I tell you, I think Archangel is the way to go. I mean, I usually don't know much about this game. I would say I'm like the least knowledgeable one for Loki, but yeah, I would guess that Archangel just would chew through that lane, but maybe not. Yes, I was looking, because I remember when I was doing that lane, I was trying to look at champions with really long debuffs, because of course that's what you want. And Archangel's bleeds, they're like 10 or 15 seconds. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if I was finding any other character that had such long debuffs. So that's what made me think of him. Blade has surprisingly long ones too if you do the SP1. Okay. Oh yeah. Is there a Luke Cage with this? Oh, what a pain. Oh, I mean that's just low. It's just low to put like bleed or poison immune characters on that. I mean, I remember I only had to fight once at Crossbones. Oh, it's just so annoying. I had Void as on day one, and so he shrugs off like 50% of the debuffs, and so it takes like 10 seconds to get the first one to proc, and another 10 seconds to, and 10 seconds to get your first SP1, and only one of those, and only one of those sticks, and then it's another 10 seconds before another one, you get a chance to do two more, so it takes you like, a good minute of fighting before you even have 3 debuffs and start really consistently doing damage. I mean, Void definitely was the best for that just because his debuffs never end, but still, it's such a slow build-up. And yeah, fine, but it's one of those things where it just was more annoying than probably anything else. Oh man, 2 minutes. Oh god, it's been painful. Yeah, it is really frustrating because I read the node wrong the first time. I went with Corvus. I thought it said if you have less than 3 debuffs, if you had 3 debuffs or more, you would not take damage. I was like, oh, okay, great. I'll just take in Corvus. Yeah, it's true. That's true. The unblockable is really annoying when it procs. Because then you have to intercept, and that's always super, super risky. Yep. Yeah, that disc was definitely a really challenging node, and so yeah, I feel lucky that I got switched off of it, but I feel unlucky for you that you get switched on it. Yeah, what an interesting node. It's sort of like as I was reading through all the characters again, trying to find them. Yeah, it's sort of not a lot of characters really do that much debuffs. Just because, yeah, as I was reading, I was trying to think of what character would work. I mean, it's the consistency too. I mean, I guess enough of the characters give debuffs here and there, but you need to get 3 of them, and they need to last relatively long because it's like even Archangels, which are good lasting 15 seconds. I mean, that's really not too long in the scope of a fight. So yeah, it's interesting. And probably one of the more difficult nodes. Let's see, where are we with all this grinding? Yeah, I was like putting Gulk together with Hela and Thorag. Gives a little cool, what I call like Ragnarok team. Team Rag. They all were in the movie. So I'm thinking about my next rank 5. And I guess, I don't know, I can't decide if I'm going to do one sooner or later. I always feel like, well, I think there are 2 types of people there are in this game. There are those, like the Brian Grants of this world, who just like hold their resources and crystals. I'm sort of the opposite. I like, pop over that crystal as soon as I get it. As soon as I get a 6-star, within like minutes of getting the shards, I'm popping it open. I sort of feel the same with like rank 5. I mean, I sort of wouldn't mind waiting to see if a new exciting character comes along, and then ranking them up, like, but, I don't know, I have so many nice characters now. I think, yeah, my new criteria of having a good character who is suicide friendly with regeneration is good in map 7, and I mean, Omega Red, I mean, he like fits all that perfectly. I mean, I know like every other person on my alliance has Omega Red. Doesn't help with my prestige either. Not that that's too much of a concern, but he is yeah, he seems like a great character because him and Corvus, and you got suicides on. I mean, that's all you need. Just those 2, and just have some other character that's there too. Like Blade is my other character. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that in this day and age that Blade would be sort of an afterthought on a team in any of the content in this game. Where were you, Dap, on a like prestige chart? I was pretty happy. I was pretty close to the top. I think I was definitely in the top 10. But I remember, I think you were the one who said that you really like going for the top prestige characters. I remember it was you who think about doing Thor Ragnarok. 4th. Oof, not bad. That's awesome. Yeah, there's someone who's just ahead of me. I think it was I think XY chromosome, but it's not really his name. But I think I still have 20 more sig to go on Corvus, and hopefully those. I think if he's only like 2 or 3 points ahead of me, maybe I'd go for him. Thor Ragnarok is sig 200. Yeah, I mean he's a cool character and he's fun to play, and he's yeah, I mean it's amazing prestige, needs to say. So he sort of gets the prestige, gets your prestige up there really high. I mean now, so basically I guess, well, yeah, I know. I mean I have a feeling now that everyone has multiple rank 5s, like more than 5, yeah, I think prestige is going to become a big deal again. You know, as alliances are going to start targeting it, especially with the rank rewards and alliance quest, you know, pretty nice. And so being top 10 is yeah. I mean, if you're going to, I think, put in the effort to do map 7, being top 10 is so important. Just, you know, it just gives you those great rewards. I was looking at them the other day. I can't quite remember what they are. It's not bad to get like rank 11 through 20, but hi Cam, nice sword man there. Well, thank you. No, I have no idea who you're talking about. Man, Cam, you're doing amazing work with setting us up for map 7. I mean, all the work you did scouting, oh, it's paid off huge. I feel like we're having such a good opening round with this map, and plus I love running. I was telling everyone how much I love like waking up in the morning and I go over to path 1 and there's all these like fights all like rimmed in orange because you've done all the dirty work clearing out the path 2, taking them all linked. Yeah, boy, loving map 7. Just you know, new content's always so fun. Like, you know, it's the thrill of not knowing. You know, it's like starting a new job. You know, it's always more exciting when you don't know exactly. Oh, good. Okay, I should have figured. Tater's, boy, he's always like, yeah, he's the mastermind of our battle group without a doubt. Yeah, he's always plotting and analyzing and spreadsheeting. Yeah, what was I just talking about? Oh yeah, just the newness of map 7 makes it super fun. Just like watching all the different nodes and seeing everyone fight. It's great, you know. But yeah, I'm sure, you know, 5 months from now it'll be like, oh, okay, here it goes again. It's just man, I'm so happy they changed the times for Alliance War. It was so awkward. I mean, now like Alliance War and Alliance Question start roughly the same. And I think actually Alliance War will start an hour early. I mean, who knows, but assuming I'm sort of on my same schedule where I'm on like one of the outside paths, like past 7, then, you know, if it starts at, starts at 2000 here, that means I can do my fights, get in, you know, you just stay up till around midnight. Oh my god, the times were so bad. I mean, the 4, what was it? It was, yeah, it was right around 1600, 4 o'clock time here. It's like, it's just the middle of the day. Basically, not really in the middle of the day, but yeah. The worst part about it, though, was I think we could have adjusted to the times, but just being so different from Alliance Quest. I mean, you want them to start roughly the same time because, you know, you're already having to like spend lots of time sort of ducking in and out of Alliance Quest to do your fights, and then to have Alliance Wars on such a different start time, then it's like, yeah, I mean, they're just like checking the game 24 hours a day. You know, it's like, I remember when map 7 started this week, you know, it starts at 2100, 9 o'clock for me, and then, you know, just stayed up till midnight, but every 20 minutes I was, that's true, I guess Dreamin's on the West Coast, yeah, I guess, but it still seems like, you know, it starts at the middle of the day for him. I don't know. But it seems like he's always happy when other people are unhappy, so I guess I'm not surprised. yeah, there seems to be a lot of I don't know. I guess when they're doing new things, they are always, the changes always make things difficult because they're just changes and everyone has to readjust, and so you sort of get used to a certain way. Though I'm glad it seems like they took the feedback, and it seems like people said, you know, this is not such a good time to start, and they listened to it and changed it. So I gotta give them credit for hearing the feedback and doing something about it. I was watching your She-Hulk videos, Cam. Oh, she looks really cool. You know, I think maybe even cool enough to rank for her or Spider-Gwen. I was just wondering about the build-up of those Furies. I mean, so I saw you fighting that Star-Lord in Labyrinth of Legends, and I was trying to imagine, like, when you were showing that video clip, you had a lot of Furies. I mean, it might take 3 or 4 minutes to wind up, and what was that like? I mean, you're at like 250 hits, so that's a pretty big build-up. You know, that's sort of like a Proxima style character where you have to just build them up so much, and if it's like that, I would just make Proxima. Higher skill cap. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is interesting. I feel like it isn't that hard. I mean, I admit, for me, I'm definitely not skilled as most people in Fort Loki, and I feel it's pretty close to my limit. I mean, yeah, I'm doing all right on it. But if it's doable for me, that means it's not that terrible. But watching you, Cam, boy, you just going through all those fights linked, it seems. And I was looking at your characters after you'd done Path 2, it didn't seem like you'd taken hardly any damage besides Path 1 and 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if you'd taken Omega Red there. Yeah, I mean, you're obviously not challenged enough by this content in the game. Out of the Furies, they degenerate after time. What do they call them? They expire after some time. Yeah, that's not gonna be so great then. But it's cool that she's better. I actually really like the that mechanic too, where she gets to cancel out unstoppables. I really want them to give that to Cap Infinity War. Like, I love Cap Infinity War. I think he's such a cool character, and when he had that ability, he was pretty unique, just because, you know, he's the only one who could sort of turn off unstoppables. But then, just because of the passives, you know, then he stopped being able to do that, and so that was sort of lame, because, you know, you think you'd be great against Thing and be able to heavy through that unstoppable, but he can't. But now Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk can, so that seems a pretty funny, like, what do you call that? There's some English expression, turn of the dice. No, turn the tables, maybe. Oh, the battery is going dead. So I think they should give him that ability too, because that would be, yeah, I think that'd be able to be fair. It'd be fun to have him. I just pulled him for a 5-star, so now I have him on a weekend, but I do have a skill gem. I'm sort of waiting to see what the next Fantastic Four will be like. At one point I was like, oh, if I got him, I'm definitely ranked 5 in him. Now I'm not too sure. I think he's still pretty good. But he is, yeah, he doesn't seem to bring that much to the game, except if you could take care of any unstoppables, then it'd be, yeah, then it'd be super fun. I'm not sure. I guess I don't have much faith they'll do that. I think they probably aren't going to buff him. I'm just going to pause the mic here for a second. I have to coffee. Okay, I'm back. Boy, the sickness is just hanging around just a little more. Talking for over an hour hasn't helped my dry throat either, but I just had to stream tonight. I missed stream for the last couple of days because I wasn't feeling well, and yeah, it's just it's a fun part of this game. I really enjoy the streaming, and just you know, I'm going to be doing an arena anyway, so I might as well do it and stream and talk. Maybe it's time to check Alliance Quest. Let's do this last fight, and then go look at Alliance Quest and see if my Mephisto is open. I would like to, well, I always fight Mephisto before the end of the night, and then, you know, hopefully I can move one more space or 2 more spaces, and then it's time for sleep. What is it now? 23:22, yeah. And I usually like to be in bed by midnight. And I can wake up at 6 in the morning. I have wasted 1 energy and continue on. It's like I wake up and like all of section 1's totally clear, and I am just like sitting there at the bottom corner, like, you know, everyone else is all moving and fighting, and it's just, it's always strange to be on a different schedule than everyone else. But c'est la vie, it is what it is. Punisher. He's always an interesting character. I think I like him, but it's just one of the many like sort of forgettable characters in this game. There's so many. Oh, I have to cough again. Hang on. Okay, well, my throat is not going to handle too much more. Let's go on Alliance Quest. Let's see if there's a fight to be had. If there is, we'll do it. Okay, well, still linked up, so that's going to do it for this evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. This is Zenzo. I get to the Alliance for Loki. Wishing all of you a good evening. I'm sorry. Good nothing. See you next time.